sort out your own insurance. But today it's about cards. You can buy medical cards for emergencies like your children, like your kid with a family, like your wife, like yourself, as long as you're under the age of 60. Remember that. It costs around £1,200 peso a year. They give you the basics. You've still got to pay for your medication. You've still got to turn around and pay for your tests, like your blood test, your pregnancy test, all the tests that they want to send you down to the test centre in the hospital, because that's the way they make money. That's the way they turn around and say, well, you've got to have a blood test. Every time I've taken Annie to the hospital, they've turned around and said, oh, are you pregnant? So she goes for a pregnancy test. Pregnancy test, 500 peso. Why, if you've got to continue, she's got a problem with the irritable bowels and you've got to test whether she's pregnant. Why? There must be some reason the medical profession always tests in the Philippines for pregnancy. Blood tests, testing for, what do they call it, Hep A, Hep B, testing for any viruses or bacteria in the blood. You go through all those tests and they always charge. They always give you a receipt, you always pay for it. Then you go back to the ward you were going from or the doctor you're seeing, and then they will continue with that process. So you can get medical cards. Have a look at the medical cards I'm going to post there. You've got
losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite vastness of all that is blackness.
You've got E-Advantage, got Primax, got Medicare, got Medivac, you've got Indavax or something they call it. So they're all there, and all you do is you go online, you read all the information, you select the one you want. There's no checks, there's no send you down to a surgery. They'll turn around and take your money, they'll give you the card. It's when you go to the hospital, if you've got the card, they'll turn around, and when you walk in there to A&E, they'll turn around and say insurance, cash, credit card. Nice, isn't it? So you just turn around, and I always turn around and say credit card. Sometimes when you go into the hospital, they'll actually ask you for 50% of the valuated fees. They do that in dentists as well. You go into a dentist and they'll say you've got to have 44,000 pesos worth of dental work. They'd like 20,000 up front to start the work. Medical cards, you can get them here, but remember, they're only valid until you're 60, and it will say on the card applicable from 17 to 60, or it will turn around and say 20 to 60. Others will turn around and say 60 and above, and there's only one card I know that does that, and I've just turned around and said that. It's Medicare Primax, and it's 13,000 peso a year. But if you want to turn around and apply for it, you can apply for it. The other thing is you've got Phil Health here, and that will cost you 15,000 peso a year. Now I've already covered off on Phil Health. I was in hospital and I got zip out of Phil Health. I had to pay for my blood, I had to pay for medication, I had to pay for the consultant, I had to turn around and pay for seeing the person, and I didn't stay overnight, but I had an ear infection that I had to deal with, and I went and saw that woman, and that was all cash. Nothing come off my Phil Health. I had a problem with an infection in my urinary tract, and it wasn't sexually transmitted disease. It was an infection I got in the water that was from previous times when I travelled through India and Sri Lanka, and it manifested itself again. So I needed antibiotics for that. I had to pay for those antibiotics, so that was 10,000 peso for the antibiotics. They went for 14 days, that was it. Same with my ears, I had antibiotics that were drafted in for that. So be careful if you're going to turn around and look at PhilHealth. Yeah, it's good for the people that live in the Philippines, because if they're working, their company will sort out making their payment to PhilHealth. What you get back from it is not a lot. Now Annie is at school, she still needs to pay PhilHealth, and that's 1600 peso a year for Annie to get basic PhilHealth. So we're paying around 600 to 700 pesos a month at the moment on this step-by-step plan for Annie. So at the end of the year, she will turn around and still have her medical insurance paid up in line with what she was getting paid for by Sutherland and their medical insurance. As I said before in a video, Annie went into hospital for 10 days and all she got from PhilHealth was 800 peso. Everything else had to be paid for by Annie or her American employer, which was AT&T. They covered the insurance for nearly 80,000 peso. So that just puts it in perspective. Now, hospitals in Davao, there are some really, really good hospitals and there are some really poor hospitals. That's just the way life is. There is one public hospital in Davao and it's called SPMC. And if you don't want to go and pay private, you can go to SPMC. I've been there. I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, I wouldn't recommend it. The quality of staff and the quality of people is very good. The level of equipment is not to the standard of the Western world. Okay. Now, Davao Doc, I don't recommend. However, I do recommend San Pedro, and I also Langham Premier Doctors Hospital. I recommend that. Those are the two that I recommend, and the Metro Hospital, which is down near Abrisa on the right hand side. Now they're the three hospitals I've dealt with. I've been involved in those hospitals and I've got great treatment and I've got great feedback, great medical detail. It takes a bit of time, but we get there. So today, medical cards, you can buy them. Check out Maria Health. You want to like, I've met some lovely ladies today down at the Kusu down at the laundry. So I took my laundry in yesterday and I got it back today. So have a look at that. And so Lavomatic, Capomatic. We're going to go here and see the ladies. This is Kusu time. Kusu time. This is Cherry. Hello Cherry, how are you? Oh my god.
Oh my god, what is that?
Where is Samantha? No.
Where's there?
Who are you?
Jen!
There's Jen.
Yeah.
Hello ma'am, who are you?
Vlog is a vlog. Are you a vlogger?
Hello ma'am, who are you?
Hello, I'm Janet.
This is Janet, nice to see you. And who are you?
I'm Jen.
You're Gen 2?
Yes.
So Gen 1 and Gen 2.
Gen 1, Gen 2.
There we go, here we are. We're at the Kusu shop. I've come to get my laundry, ma'am.
Yung laundry thing.
Laundry daw.
Laundry daw. What's your name? G.
Garry. It's a big one. This one? There we go. Little Jen is picking up a big one. There we go. Oh, we have lots, sir. Okay, so today we're talking Kusu and we're talking about Medivac cards. I'm going to put my laundry on my bike. Oh. Okay, ma'am. Okay, Sherry. Hello, Janet.
Hello, sir.
Kumusta?
I'm fine, thank you.
Very good. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay, salamat. Take care. The laundry of life. 400 pesos.